Good morning from beautiful Brisbane, Australia. How are you today? My name's Linda. I'm your certified trauma recovery coach and welcome to Complex PTSD TV. Thank you for everyone who comments and follows along, and thank you on behalf of all our silent majority when you share and subscribe, because other people need to know the information too. We're the first generation doing this work and doing it with a lot of conscious intention to be well and not pass on what's been passed down to us from many generations beforehand. Today we're going to look at 9 quick things around complex PTSD and recognizing emotional numbness. Now, we can become emotionally numb from a very young age due to a lack of attachment to a caregiver or a parent or whoever that person is in our life that's supposed to be taking care of us, from not having been taught an emotional language. So if there's no language for our emotions, they stay, buried deep within, and to protect ourselves from further physical and emotional pain. So even when we're adults and we're in a relationship and we're adulting and we believe, right, I've got this, I can talk about how I feel, we can still have emotional numbness that we haven't dealt with from our younger years because we don't know it's there, we don't know how to recognize it. So I really want to be able to give you some ways to recognize it this morning. Okay, number 1, we are unable to express our internal emotions. So we have no language for them. So sometimes as an adult when we're talking, we can be talking about how we feel, but all of a sudden we find ourselves stopping because we just don't know how to describe what's happening inside of us or even how to communicate what's happening for us. Number 2, we move between feeling connected with other people and then wondering why we don't feel connected to other people. And sometimes we can just have walked through all of life going and not even knowing that there's a space where we can connect more deeply to people, okay? And that can definitely be a sign of emotional numbness. Number 3, strong emotions can cause flashbacks pointing to our trauma. So when you're in a flashback and it goes right through your entire body and you're sitting there and it's just like your whole body's on fire with intense emotions and feels like electricity running right through you, there's underlying trauma, and you may have been numbing that trauma because in the past you had no language, and our brain's pretty awesome actually. It doesn't let the memories come up until it knows we are able to manage them. Okay, number 4, in relationships we feel distant or detached from others during conversations. So if you ever sat there having coffee and like you just feel so disconnected from the conversation that's happening around the table, all right, think of it that way. And it's because we're sitting there and we're trying really hard to access that connection within ourselves, all right? We can feel flat physically, emotionally, and mentally and not know how to get out of this state. We can be believing the trauma response that we're better off away from people, okay? So if you've got that replaying through your mind that you're better off away from people, that's actually a trauma response. We're better off and more healthy in connection with healthy people, okay? Number 7, positive feel-good moments are few and far between, and we can be triggered when we do feel healthy emotions. This is what doesn't get talked about a lot when you're doing recovery and you're actually doing it and building a new life for yourself. Positive emotions can actually trigger the fight, flight, freeze, fawn response because we're not used to feeling them often, and the brain registers it as, oh wow, this is really odd. This doesn't feel safe because it's not a normal for us. So we actually have to practice feeling good. Number 8, We may experience loss of memories or a disconnect from our memories. So sometimes there's a great big patch of time that we have no memories around. And it's really important that we understand that emotional numbing can be happening, because that way you can do work with your professional to be able to move on from the emotional numbness in that area too. But be assured the brain will not let you go to the actual memories until you start to build newness into your life, like new experiences, a new life, feeling confident with yourself, where you're going, what's happening. And it's a step-by-step process, but no stress about it, okay? It all comes as we do the work. And number 9, trying to process our emotions is challenging. Just trying to convey them to another person is hard. So if you haven't done a lot of work around emotions, one of the things you can do is just Google emotional wheel, and there are lots of different resources. And if you're a parent, you can actually Google for resources for kids that you can have at home, up on your walls, and have a corner for them, where you can begin to teach them emotions as well, teach them language for emotions, which teaches them communication, and we get to learn as well. Because that's how I learned years ago, is I taught my kids step by step how to name their emotions and go through them and what's happening for you, and having those discussions. Okay, thanks for joining in today. G'day, Suzanne. Remember to hit like and subscribe and share for everybody around the world who's having a really hard time right now and doesn't know how to take their one next step, because we're all about our one next step. Thanks, girls. I'll see you later. Bye for now.